I'm here at Guildford Book Festival with Mark Watson. You've just flown in, I gather, from Sydney, where you did a warm-up slot for the festival. How did that go?
It went well enough. I was in Sydney Opera House. So once you've done that, you feel that you're ready to take on the Electric in Guildford.
The book you're here with this year is The Knot. Tell me a bit about it.
It's a book about a wedding photographer who experiences a sort of has a dark secret, like a family secret, which plays out over the course of the book. It spans kind of the 60s and 70s, or it begins in the 60s, and it takes us through sort of 30 years of his career. So it's sort of interesting figure for a narrator, I think, someone who's witnesses a lot of other people's big dramas in life, but himself is never really involved. So that's sort of the starting point. But the main meat of the book is about the contrast between this sort of kind of taboo secret that he holds and this very conventional wedding-y environment that he goes into every weekend. And it's a story of a man trying to act perfectly normal and respectable while living sort of a double life, I suppose. It's not really a comic novel. In fact, it's fairly bleak, if anything. Has its comic moments, but I try and write in a tone that's fairly different from the sort of thing I do on stage, really. I see it as kind of a different thing completely.
One of the many projects, because you're a busy man, coming up is, I gather, you're doing Celebrity Mastermind again. From what I understand, on a subject not entirely disassociated to religious traditions, I suppose.
Well, I'm doing the Canterbury Tales, yes, Chaucer's Canterbury Tales, which I was very fond of at university. I read all of Chaucer back in those days for my finals, and I was 21 then. It's a sort of cruel irony that I was not then a celebrity, so I couldn't really be on Celebrity Mastermind, but if I'd come out of uni and gone straight into it, could have been quizzed on any aspect of Chaucer and I would have aced it, I think. 12 years on, I find, although the bare bones are still there, an awful lot of it's not. And what's really frustrating is somewhere I must have an enormous amount of revision material on Chaucer, notes and all sorts of stuff, but God knows where that is now. You never think after university one of the first things I did was to get rid of as much of that stuff as I could, because it was liberating to never care about it. Humphreys is being a sort of intellectual, gives the impression that he would probably know a fair bit about the subject himself, potentially, so that makes it even worse. Last time I did football, World Cup, and I knew Humphreys wasn't a football fan, so at least he wouldn't know if I was getting things wrong. But this time I feel of the literary subject he might be actually judging me, so that puts even more pressure on. I don't mind too much if I win. I didn't win last time, but I still felt quite proud of myself. I don't want to look stupid, but again, at least with Chaucer, it's the sort of thing that hardly any member of the public knows about, so no one's going to be tweeting me going, I can't believe you forgot the Canon's Yeoman's Tale or something.
If you can get Chaucer trending on Twitter that night, then I think that will be a moral victory, whatever happens in the quiz.
I've either done very well or very badly indeed, yeah.